Margaret from grade 3. I'm going to talk on Hawa Mahal. Hawa Mahal, the Palace of Winds, या the Palace of Breeze, जयपुर का एक महल है। ये 1799 में जयपुर की शाही शहर के विस्तार के रूप में बनाया गया था। हवा महल बिना नींव की दुनिया की सबसे ऊंची इमारत है। 5 मंजिला इमारत अपने वक्र के कारण सीधे खड़े होने में कामयाब रही। ये राजपूतों और मुगल वास्तुकला की उत्कृष्ट कृतियों में से एक है। Now I'm going to translate it into English. Hawa Mahal, the Palace of Winds or the Palace of Breeze, is the palace in Jaipur. This was built in 1799 as an extension to the royal city of Jaipur. Hawa Mahal is the tallest building in the world without foundation. This 5-story building managed to stand upright because of its curve. This is one of the masterpieces of the Rajputs and Mughal architecture. Thank you.
Today I'm going to talk about the Malwa Castle. The Malwa Castle is also called the Castle of the Teutonic Order. It was built in the 13th century. It is located in the northern Poland. According to the UNESCO, it is the largest castle measured by land area. When it was completed in 1406, it was the largest castle in the world. In World War II, the castle was heavily damaged, and when it was rebuilt, it was open for visitors. Thank you.
Heritage greetings. Today I am going to talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, earlier known as Victoria Terminus. This railway station is one of the best places to see in Fort Mumbai and was one of the first railway stations to be built in Mumbai. This building is indeed a beautiful example Indo-Saracenic architecture and is more than a century old. It is one of the busiest railway stations in the country. Even today, in March 1996, the station's name was changed to Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus after Shivaji. Thank you.
The State Historical Museum of Russia is a museum of Russian history wedged between Red Square and Manik Square in Moscow. The museum's exhibitions range from relics of prehistoric tribes that lived in the territory of present-day Russia to priceless artworks acquired by members of the Romanov dynasty. The total number of objects in the museum's collection numbers in the millions.
Alhambra. The Alhambra is a palace and a fortress complex located in Granada, Andalusia, Spain. It is originally constructed as a small fortress in 889. It is one of the Spain's major tourist attractions, exhibiting the country's most significant architect together with 16th centuries. Moorish poets describe it as a pearl set of emerald, an allusion to its building and woods around them. The Alhambra is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now we will have a virtual tour of Alhambra. We are going to see Charles V Palace and surrounding areas. This is Justice Tower and one of the main entrance. This is Choir of Citizen. This is Line Gate. we can see Charles V Palace. This is Nasrid Palace. This is Hall of Ambassadors. The hall is covered by decorative inscriptions. This is Court of Metal. This is Alcazaba. It is one of the oldest parts of Alhambra. We can see arms of squares. It was originally entrance of Alcazaba. This is called Garden of Ramparts. These are leisure places of Alhambra. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm in the Boarding Castle. Boarding Castle is a 14th century castle located near Roberville, East England. It was constructed near 1385. It corners and ends are marked with top brick generations. Its structure, details, and situation in an artificial watery landscape indicate that display was important aspect of castle design as well as defense. Thank you and bye.
Taj Mahal is a white marble museum located in the Indian city Agra. It was built from 1632 to 1653. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Shahjahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shahjahan himself. The tomb is the centerpiece of a 17th-hectare complex and is set in former garden boundaries on three-sided crenellated walls. ताज महल भारतीय देश आगरा में स्थित एक सफेद संगमरमर का कब्र है। इसे सन 1632 से सन 1653 तक बनाया गया था। इसे मुगल बादशाह शाहजहां ने अपने पसंदीदा पत्नी मुमताज महल के कब्र के लिए बनाया था। इससे मकबरा 17 हेक्टेयर परिसर का केंद्र बिंदु है और इसका सेट औपचारिक बगीचों में 3 तरफ से घिरी हुई दीवारों में घिरा है।
Good morning everybody, my name is Emmanuel. Today I am going to tell you few points of this chocolate palace. And I have a surprise at the end. But first I am going to tell the first one. The chocolate palace is a mansion for Adolf Stockton located at Belgium. It was designed by architect Joseph Hoffman in 1905. The interior is decorated with marble cladding and artworks like mosaic and murals. The chocolate building is one of the most complex buildings in the Bologna style. It retains its furnishing and fixtures. Now it's time for a big surprise. It's a miniature model of the chocolate palace. Thank you. The Empire State கட்டிடம் இக்கட்டிடம் நியூயார்க் நகரில் உள்ளது. இது 102 மாடிகள் 390 மீட்டர் உயரம் கொண்டது. இது 1933 மே மாதம் 1 வைக்கப்பட்டது. இது பிரபலமான ஒரு சுற்றுலா தலமாகும். இது கட்டிடத்தில் மேல் ஒளி பாய்ச்சும் விளக்குகள் உள்ளது. Hello, I'm Tiara and I'm going to talk about the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is the 102-story Art Deco skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan in New York City. It was designed by Chef Lamp and Harmon and built from 1930 to 1931. It was derived from Empire State, the nickname of the state of New York City. The Empire State Building stood as the world's tallest building until
the constructions of the World Trade Center in 1970. Thank you.
The Burj Khalifa is known as the Burj Dubai. Prior its inauguration in 2010, it's a skyscraper in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. Before the building was opened, it was called the Burj Dubai. The building is 162 stories high with a total height of 829.8 meters and a roof height of 828 meters. The Burj Khalifa has been the tallest building in the world and structured.
Porta Nigra. Porta Nigra is the largest Roman building located in Trier, Germany. It was built between 186 and 200 AD. The name Porta Nigra originated the Middle Age due to the darkened color of its stone. The original gate consisted of two four-story towers projecting as near semicircle on the outside. The modern appearance of the Porta Nigra goes back almost unchanged to the reconstruction ordered by Napoleon.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Of the Tower of Pisa is freestanding bell tower of the Italian city of Pisa. The height of the tower is 55.86 meters or 183.27 feet from the ground. The tower began to lean during the construction in the 12th century due to soft ground which could not properly support the structure's weight, and it worsened through the completion of construction in the 14th century. The structure was stabilized by remedial work between 1993 and 2001. Thank you.
The Danmahal Palace Hotel is a heritage 5-star luxury hotel. The Danmahal Palace has become an iconic building of the city and is synonymous with the city's identity. Look at the right next gateway of India. This 100-year-old hotel was the first air-conditioned hotel in our country. Even today, a stay here will make you feel no less than a king or a queen. The hotel is made up of two different buildings, the Taj Mahal Palace and the Taluk, which are historically and architecturally distant from each other. Thank you!
The Alla Palatina, also called Basilica of Constantine at Trier, Germany, is a Roman palace basilica that was commissioned by the Emperor Constantine I at AD 306 to 337 at the beginning of the 4th century. The Alla Palatina was equipped with a floor and wall heating system, hypocaust. The basilica contains the largest extant hall from antiquity and is ranked the World Heritage Site. The hall has a length of 67 meter, a width of 26.5 meter and a height of 33 meters. Thank you.
I'm Keel. Let's go to Petra. Petra was an ancient Arab city which is now part of Jordan. Petra comes from the Greek word rock. Many of Petra's buildings are carved in the rocky sandstone. And who wraps the name? Rose City. The Nabateans built Petra. Wealthy city. Bad earthquakes destroyed Petra. A Swiss explorer rediscovered Petra in 1812. Archaeologists are still studying about Petra. Petra is a famous tourist attraction. Thank you. Forbidden City, China. Forbidden City, built between 1406 and 1420, an optimizing Chinese palatial architecture. It's the largest of its kind in the world. Today, Forbidden City is home to the Paris Museum, which houses an extensive collection of paintings, ceramics, jet, and other historic and cultural artifacts. Thank you.
Irish architect James Owen was the man behind the design of White House. In 1792, Owen submitted a plan for the presidential mansion and subsequently got the commission to build the White House. Construction began in 1793 through to completion in 1801. The mansion, which has been home to every US leader since the country's second president John Adams. It is made of white painted aqua sandstone. Thank you.
Today I am going to talk about Colosseum. Colosseum Naval Amphitheatre. Colosseum is an old amphitheatre in the center of city of Rome, Italy. It is the largest ancient amphitheatre ever built, and it's still the largest standing amphitheatre in the world today despite age. Construction began under the Emperor Vespasian. The Colosseum is built of travertine limestone, tough volcanic rock with phase concrete. Its construction began in 72 AD and was completed in 80 AD. After that, further several modifications were made. Now I am going to explain in Tamil. Colosseum. ரோம் நகரத்தில் மையத்தில் நீர் வட்ட வடிவத்தில் உள்ளது. இதற்கு ஊரே கிடையாது. இக்கட்டிட வகை ஆம்பிதியேட்டர் எனப்பட்டது. இது பைன்சுடே மற்றும் மணல் கொண்டு கட்டப்பட்டது. கிபி 80ஆம் ஆண்டு கட்டி முடிக்கப்பட்டது. Thank you.
Flag and emblem of Bamiran. Leaders of Bamiran: Minister, President, former President. Castle, different views of castle. A map of Bamiran into built view of Bamiran in 2 weeks. Before after earthquake. A satellite view. This is the full image of Bamiran I have collected. Dating back to the 6th century Achaemenid Empire, Bam used to be famous for creating cotton and silk garments because it's in an oasis of their lives dependent on underground irrigation. Canals and these preserved canals have proven to be some of the oldest in Iran. Our Keel Bam is the world's biggest adobe building, and it's the best example we have of something being built with vernacular technique of mud layering. Thank you.
This futuristic building looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie rather than lying straight in London. The award-winning Lord's building is an iconic architectural landmark, one of the most recognizable construction on the London skyline. Built between 1978 and 1986, the building also features 2 left-side lifts which were the first of their kind in the UK. Thank you.